I'm going to ask you a very deep question, and the answer is not going to be that easy. In the time and the frame that we live in, where religion itself is under attack, where people of faith are considered to be backward, where it's actually cool to be anti-religious, what makes you a Muslim? Why are you a Muslim? What value is added in your life by the religion of Islam? All too often, the way that some of us have been raised, Islam translates as a rules of prohibitions, a set of restrictions. All too often, especially when we're young teenagers, been there, done that, guys. I was also a teenager once upon a time. It's as if Islam is all about 80% of the food being haram for you. All your friends are having fun and you can't go out. No dating, this not allowed, that not allowed. And after a while, you're like, well, what's the point of being a Muslim? And of course, a time will come in your own lives, perhaps you've faced that already, where you'll have the freedom to make that choice. When you're 15, you can't have that choice because you're living with your parents. When you're 25, when you're 35, when you're 50, nobody's going to you have to answer to yourself. And you have to ask this question in your own life. What religion brings to the table is nobility and dignity in life. What religion brings, nothing else can bring. What religion brings is you understand the most difficult and the most important questions of life, and it gives you solid answers to those questions. Those questions that maybe when you're 15, they're not at the priority of your mind, but throughout the rest of your life, when you're 20, when you're 30, when you're 40, these questions are the most fundamental questions of existence. Who am I? What am I doing here? What's the purpose of life? What is the very vision that I should have? What's going to happen when I'm no longer here? And maybe when you're 20, you're not thinking about that. But I assure you, when you're 30, 40, 50, I assure you, when tragedies happen, I assure you, when loved ones start dying, you yourself are going to start thinking, what is the purpose of life? What am I doing here? And this is where you will realize what religion brings, no other system or philosophy can bring to the table, because religion is the only paradigm that solidly answers the biggest questions of existence. Who put me here? Why did he put me here? What am I supposed to do? How should I even live my life? Where do I get my values, my ethics, my priorities from? How do I know right from wrong, good from evil? And then what's going to happen when I'm no longer here? How do I make the most of my life? Those questions, the only answers you will ever get are from religion. And of course, we as Muslims, we are very clear and firm about this. Allah created us in order that we live the most productive and the most beneficial lives. And the purpose of life is to live ethically and morally, so that when we leave this world, inshallah ta'ala, Allah will bless us based upon the quality of life that we chose. And here's the most amazing thing about Islam. What we believe as Muslims is that no matter who you are, whatever your circumstances of birth, however your upbringing was, all of you have the equal opportunity to enter Allah's paradise in heaven. You are not going to be privileged or put under any stress because of your circumstances. Allah will test you based upon who you are and the life that you have. So those that are born in difficult circumstances, their tests are different. Those that are born in opportune circumstances, their tests are different. So Allah has quite literally crafted a test just for you. And that test is called your life. Your life is different than my life. Your sibling's life is different than your life. And guess what? No person in all of human history has ever lived the life you're living. No person has been born in your circumstance, with your siblings, with your influence, with your talent, with your intellect, with your social network. Nobody. You are unique. And nobody shall ever be like you till the day of judgment. You are one. And your particular life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gifted to whom? Only to you. And guess what? Your test will be dependent on your life. If you lived your life as ethically as you could, as morally as you could, if you lived your life as righteously as you could, then you passed the test. You're only competing against yourself. You're only competing against yourself. You can be your worst enemy and you can be your best ally. It's on you, because Allah crafted an entire test just for you. And we also believe, out of Allah's mercy, that test is hedged in our favor. La yukallifu Allahu nafsan illa wus'aha means Allah will not test a person with more than what that person can bear. The fact that you're being tested the way that you're being tested means Allah knows you can pass the test. Allah is not setting you up for failure. Whatever your life is, yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Nobody says life is easy, but the difficulties are within grasp. You can do it. Allah would never put you in a place where you're bound to fail. No. Allah never sets you up for failure. If Allah Azza wa Jal is testing you with whatever tests you have, whether they're financial, whether they're physical, whether they're emotional, whether they're family related, whether they're economic related, know that Allah has given you the tools that you need to pass the test. You might doubt yourself, Allah doesn't doubt you. You might doubt yourselves, Allah does not doubt you. Allah knows you can pass, and that's why you're being tested. And how do you pass? By turning to Him, submitting to Him, and trying your best. And that's my final point. Passing the test, amazingly, this is mind-boggling. In the eyes of Allah, passing is not like how you play your sports or how you teach your grades. Allah doesn't care about the final product. Allah wants to see only one thing, and that is what? Your effort, your sweat, your tears. Allah wants to see your dedication. Allah doesn't care about the efforts. How could He when He's in charge of the result? Allah doesn't care about the result because Allah is the one who brings the result. What do you have to do? Put in the effort. So your test will be judged and graded not based upon the results. People might think you failed, but if you put in the effort, in the eyes of Allah, you pass with an A+. That's the beauty of our faith. All you have to do is try sincerely. Try. And even if you don't get what you thought you wanted, even if the world thinks you haven't won, doesn't matter. In the eyes of Allah, you are a winner because you tried. That is the most amazing principle of our religion. I want to conclude on one point. Guys, the world is a very confusing place. There's a lot going on right now. My mind right now is literally just everywhere. The Islamophobia, Trump's tweets, the governors against us. There's a lot going on. What's happening in Gaza. My mind is everywhere. But I know one thing. Allah chose me and you to be in this time and place. Allah chose us to be here. And this is our test. This is what we have to do. We have to make sure that when we leave this place, we've tried our best to make it better. Even if we don't see the results of it being better. As long as we try to make the world a better place. As long as we try to influence our brothers, our sisters, to make the broader society understand. We're not terrorists, we're not evil people. We're not here to change the whole world. We're here to make the world better. And if we try, then alhamdulillah, we will succeed. Muslim brothers, listen to me carefully. Islam is super easy. Don't let anybody confuse you. Islam is super, super easy. I'll give you the whole summary of the religion in 2 sentences. Number 1, worship Allah with utmost dedication and sincerity as much as you can. And number 2, benefit as many people as you can. That's it. The rest is all just footnotes and small fonts. Worship Allah from the depths of your heart, sincerely, passionately. Worship Allah with your prayer, with your Quran, with your dhikr. Just have your heart as much connected to Allah as you can. And number 2, benefit as many people as you can. If you do these 2 simple rules, you will inshaAllah ta'ala enter the highest place of Jannah. That's all Allah wants to see from you. Don't make Islam more complicated. That's the entirety of the faith. Faith gives you dignity. Faith gives you meaning. Faith gives you nobility. Faith gives you purpose in life. There is no higher purpose than serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in that service and in that dedication, your life takes on a whole different reality. You feel fulfilled. Life takes on meaning. The challenges become easy for you. And in that process, you find a sense of dedication, of nobility. And inshaAllah ta'ala, if you live your life that way, whenever your turn is to go, because we all have to leave, as long as you strove with your utmost sincerity, in the eyes of Allah, you've passed the test and you've made life meaningful.